Repeated infidelity, defamation suits, and a never-ending engagement. Is this the recipe for a happy couple? In the case of Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos, the jury is still out. A few hours after Bezos and Sanchez's relationship went public, the National Enquirer leaked some steamy texts they'd supposedly sent each other in May 2018. If that doesn't sound too strange, remember both Sanchez and Bezos were still married to other people at the time. One alleged message from Bezos read, "I love you, alive girl. I will show you with my body and my lips and my eyes very soon." In other messages, Jeff told Lauren that he already knew she was the one and that he wanted to start planning their future. Even worse, the tabloid claimed that they had started flirting at a party hosted by Lauren's then-husband, Patrick Whitesell, back in 2016, while an insider clarified to the New York Post that they only started seeing each other after Bezos and his ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott, had separated. Lots of people still thought their romance began as an affair, and according to relationship expert Susan Winter, that alleged infidelity may make for a shaky foundation to their relationship. She warned, "When both partners have cheated on former spouses, repeating that behavior becomes significantly easier."
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
So, Jeff and Lauren may find it hard to fully trust each other, and since Bezos' schedule keeps him on the move, lots of time apart could lead to some major tension, if not more cheating. As Winter explained, once that pattern is established, repeating that behavior becomes enticingly seductive. During a December 2023 interview with Vogue, Sanchez said she had no real idea what her wedding would look like because she and Bezos had next to nothing figured out. Of course, Jeff had only popped the question a few months before the interview, so that wasn't too out of pocket. But Lauren's brother, Michael Sanchez, told the Daily Mail that the pair had initially planned to marry quickly to make their relationship seem like less of a scandal. Clearly, that didn't happen. And while Michael also claimed that the couple's wedding plans are a bit further along these days, there's a chance that Jeff and Lauren are waiting because their relationship isn't as solid as it seems. As Winter explained, there are several reasons they could be stalling. For instance, they may be trying to see what their relationship will look like in the long term. She explained, the honeymoon phase is filled with courtship, passion, and heightened emotions. But this phase of the relationship is fairly short-lived. Winter also explained that after about 3 months to a year of bliss, couples often settle into a mundane routine that dulls their spark. She stated, "This phase can mirror the predictable patterns of married life that they found undesirable with their former spouses." Despite their very public engagement, sometimes it feels like Jeff and Lauren are on completely different pages about their wedding. Lauren, at least, speaks about it publicly from time to time. While appearing on the Today Show in November 2024, she admitted that she has started getting her thoughts in order about her dress and the ceremony's details.
"I do have a Pinterest. I'm just like every other bride."
And while she seemed pretty enthusiastic to talk about her nuptials, her groom-to-be has not been so public about his own excitement. Instead, Bezos has been quick to squash any and all rumors surrounding their wedding. In response to whispers that the couple planned to tie the knot in Aspen, he wrote on X, "This whole thing is completely false. None of this is happening." At no point in the post did Bezos even hint toward his future with Lauren or clarify where they were planning on getting married. Instead, the billionaire vehemently denied that he and Sanchez were about to wed, which seems like a red flag.
"I thought you were proposing to me."
Really? Because it sounded like you thought I was trying to set you on fire.
Another reason that Bezos and Sanchez may be delaying their wedding is to give each other enough time to gel with their families. According to Winter, their loved ones may have trouble accepting their new partners. She noted, "Divorce inevitably forces people to choose sides. It's an unfortunate reality. Loyalties shift, and those you expected to stand by you, even with your new partner, may disappoint you." In their case, one of the holdouts may have been Lauren's brother. In February 2019, insiders at the National Enquirer's then-parent company AMI informed the Daily Beast that Michael was the one who leaked Lauren and Bezos' scandalous texts. According to the Wall Street Journal, Michael supposedly received a $200,000 paycheck for selling out his sister. While discussing the scandal with Vanity Fair, Michael insisted that he hadn't shared explicit photos of Bezos with the outlet, but did concede, "I'm not saying I didn't do something." He's also repeatedly claimed that he only gave information to the press to protect Jeff and Lauren, though exactly how leaking anything achieved that goal is unclear. Michael stated to the Daily Beast that Lauren and Bezos likely only announced their engagement to turn people's attention away from the fact that he was suing the billionaire for defamation. All this conflict may have raised some red flags in Jeff's mind about the kind of family he was marrying into. Lauren Sanchez dated several men before she and Jeff got together, and she's broken off her fair share of engagements over the years. In 2019, an insider dished to Page 6 that Sanchez's first fiancé was the late sports broadcaster, Rory Marcus. At the time, Sanchez was still in the early days of her career, working as an intern at a local TV station. She ended things when she left the station. According to the UK Sun, it was while working at another local TV station that Sanchez met former Denver Broncos player Anthony Miller in 1996. He told the outlet that Lauren relentlessly insisted that he propose, and Miller only popped the question because he didn't want to hear about it anymore. While Miller later claimed that their relationship ended because Sanchez cheated on him, another source claimed he was actually the one who was unfaithful. Miller also claimed that Lauren barely ever paid for anything during their relationship, and she didn't even return his engagement ring after they split up in 1999. Later on, Page 6 reported that Sanchez also found love with Henry Simmons, and they started living together after getting engaged. However, while that was going on, she struck up a new romance with her future ex-husband, Patrick Whitesell. Given all this, it's pretty safe to say that Sanchez and Bezos' relationship may not be as secure as it seems. Although it's easy to assume that Jeff's demanding schedule is what's preventing him from actually getting around to marrying his fiancée, that may not actually be the case. As Winter pointed out, Jeff likely does have more important things on his roster than wedding planning, but that doesn't mean it would be impossible to pencil in. She explained, "Where there's a will, there's a way. If the urgency to unite is strong enough, the wedding will happen sooner rather than later, despite the challenges of the demanding calendar." Not to mention, Bezos is one of the richest and most powerful men in the world. So he definitely has the resources to hire an army of wedding planners to deal with all nitty-gritty for their big day. On top of all that, it's clear Bezos is capable of carving out time for Sanchez despite his busy schedule.
If I'm happy at home, it makes me a better employee, a better boss.
While delivering a speech at the Economic Club of Washington in 2018, he stated that he preferred to keep his mornings relatively laid back so he could sit back and catch up with his family. Likewise, in Sanchez's 2024 People interview, she gushed about the time before each of their kids wake up, when the couple are left alone to enjoy some peace with their dogs. Since they evidently have a fair amount of quality time together, it seems strange that they haven't made more progress towards their big day after all this time. In 2025, Jeff and Lauren went to President Donald Trump's inauguration. Being part of such a high-profile event would probably bring most couples closer, but Lauren and Jeff are a different story. During the ceremony, the pair looked so uncomfortable together that an expert took note. Speaking to the Daily Mail, body language expert Judy James observed that Bezos didn't pay much attention to Sanchez at the event. James noted, "She stood on the balcony looking high-profile ahead, while all around her engaged in some excited, techie-looking chats." At one point, Lauren reached out to her date to try to get his attention. However, Jeff didn't seem particularly responsive. James noted that he turned toward her briefly, but realized she was just trying to point out the ceiling. He then turned his head away again and started talking to someone else. Interactions like this suggest that Jeff may be dismissive of Sanchez's desire to connect. According to psychologist Mark Travers, this type of behavior could be a red flag for any relationship. In a piece for Psychology Today, Travers wrote that ignoring your partner's requests for attention can bring about, quote, feelings of distance and disconnect. If Jeff has already started ignoring his fiancée in this way, the future of their relationship could be questionable. Jeff's behavior toward his fiancée wasn't the couple's only controversy at the inauguration. Lauren also received quite a bit of criticism for her outfit. She showed up at the event wearing an Alexander McQueen ensemble that revealed a lacy bra, which many people on social media condemned for being too revealing. And among the slew of faceless Instagram commenters, celebrities like Whitney Cummings also weighed in.
I don't blame her, I blame white lace. White lace always looks cheap.
When all this public criticism came to light, some fans looked to Bezos to see if he'd stand up for his fiancée. But over a month later, he has yet to speak up. And while Bezos has kept his opinions to himself, public figures like reality TV star Bethany Frankel and Australian television personality Erin Molan have jumped to Sanchez's defense.
Why can't Sanchez show a little cleavage at the inauguration? Trump's seen a boob or two in his day.
Maybe he doesn't feel the need to publicly support Lauren, or maybe he wasn't all that thrilled with her outfit choice either. Either way, his silence suggests things aren't as great for the couple as they may seem on the outside. Although it's hard to say exactly what Jeff thought about Lauren's inauguration fit, some sources say that he generally enjoys seeing her show some skin. As one source told the US Sun, the thing with Jeff that nobody realizes is he's essentially a massive nerd, and always has been. That's why he's been so successful as a businessman. When he first got with Lauren, he finally felt like the cool, popular kid at school. The same source went on to say Bezos likes it when Sanchez receives attention from onlookers. They explained, he loves going out with her looking smoking hot. He loves the looks other men give Lauren. It makes him feel powerful that she chose him. While there's nothing wrong with being proud of your partner, feeling a sense of power from their appearance could be a red flag. As psychologist Dr. Perrin Elisha wrote in a piece for Your Tango, focusing so heavily on physical appearance or body parts is a classic sign of objectification. That is not a part of a healthy relationship, and certainly not one meant to last. If Bezos is really as fixated on Sanchez's body as some sources say, the couple might not make it down the aisle after all. While Lauren and Jeff have accomplished a lot since they got together, social media has left some subtle hints that all's not right in paradise. Some fans have noticed that Sanchez's social media presence has gotten more revealing in 2025. In February, she wrote on Instagram, "Some years start with turbulence, but that's just the wind reminding you to spread your wings." Could this have been a hint that she's angry with Jeff? Or that the backlash she got about her inauguration outfit hurt her more than she let on? We may never know for sure what turbulence she meant, but it left a lot of people curious about how she's feeling these days. And while Jeff's Instagram features about as many posts of old computers and spacecrafts as it does photos of Lauren, some fans still thought her lukewarm V-Day message could be a sign that she's not as excited about her relationship as she used to be.